The resignation letter was hidden in the young woman's laptop bag as Anya Taylor-Joy talked about perfectionism and the courage it takes to admit when you're drowning. Ellen was discussing the actress's journey with anxiety when she noticed the girl in the third row constantly checking her phone while tears streamed down her exhausted face. What happened next would prove that sometimes the most important chess moves aren't made on boards, but in boardrooms where young professionals learn that being human is more valuable than being perfect, and that asking for help isn't losing the game. It's learning how to play it sustainably. It was an introspective Tuesday afternoon at the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and the studio buzzed with millennial and Gen Z energy. 400 audience members had gathered to see one of young Hollywood's most thoughtful voices discuss her latest work. Ellen, striking in a sophisticated emerald blazer with delicate gold accents, was thoroughly enjoying her conversation with Anya Taylor-Joy, who looked radiant in a flowing cream ensemble, her ethereal presence filling the studio with that blend of otherworldly talent and hard-won wisdom about the cost of perfectionism that had made her a voice for a generation struggling with impossible expectations. "Anya," Ellen said, leaning forward with genuine interest, "you've been so honest about your struggles with perfectionism, about the anxiety that can come with trying to be flawless in everything you do. What message do you want to send to young people who are burning themselves out trying to be perfect?" Anya's eyes lit up with the thoughtfulness that had made her performances so compelling. "Ellen, I think our generation has been taught that perfection is achievable, that if we just work hard enough, optimize ourselves enough, we can have the perfect career, perfect life, perfect everything. But perfectionism isn't excellence. It's a prison that keeps you from ever feeling good enough, no matter how much you accomplish." The audience responded with knowing applause, many young people nodding with exhausted recognition. This wasn't just celebrity promotion. This was validation about struggles that felt suffocatingly personal. "And the workplace pressure," Ellen continued, "especially for young professionals just starting their careers. How do you balance ambition with mental health?" "It's so difficult," Anya said honestly. "There's this pressure to be grateful for any opportunity, to work 80-hour weeks without complaining, to prove yourself constantly. But I've learned that burning yourself out doesn't make you more valuable. It makes you less effective, less creative, less human. And your humanity is your greatest asset." That's when Ellen noticed her. In the third row, slightly to the right, sat a young woman who appeared to be in her early 20s. She had dark circles under her eyes that makeup couldn't quite hide, wore a professional blazer that looked expensive but ill-fitting on her increasingly thin frame, and in her lap she clutched a laptop bag like a lifeline. Her name was Rachel Kim, though Ellen didn't know it yet. What caught Ellen's attention was the way Rachel was compulsively checking her phone, while Anya spoke about workplace anxiety, tears streaming down her face as notifications seemed to send waves of panic through her body. Rachel's hands were shaking as she typed responses on her phone, and Ellen could see her breathing becoming rapid and shallow, clearly having some kind of anxiety attack in real time. Ellen's instincts, honed through 20 years of reading her audiences, told her this wasn't someone inspired by Anya's message about sustainable success. This was someone living the exact burnout hell Anya was describing. "Anya," Ellen said gently, "hold that thought about burning yourself out. I think someone in our audience is experiencing exactly what you're talking about right now." Anya followed Ellen's gaze toward Rachel, her expression immediately shifting from entertainer to deeply concerned advocate as she recognized the signs of someone in acute distress. Ellen stood up from her chair and took several steps toward the audience. "Sweetheart in the third row with the phone, are you okay?" Rachel looked up, startled and mortified by the sudden attention of 400 people and multiple cameras. She tried to quickly close her laptop bag and stop crying, clearly panicking about being seen as unprofessional. "I'm fine," Rachel said, her voice tight with barely controlled anxiety. "I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be working. I shouldn't have taken time off to be here." Ellen walked down the steps that separated the stage from the audience, something she did only when every instinct told her someone was drowning in expectations. "What's your name, honey?" Ellen asked, now standing directly in front of Rachel's row. "Rachel Kim. I'm a management consultant at Morrison & Associates." Ellen knelt down in the aisle beside Rachel's row, her emerald blazer spreading around her as she created a safe space in what must have felt like terrifying vulnerability. "Rachel, what's happening on your phone that's making you so upset?" Rachel looked down at her device, then back up at Ellen with such raw exhaustion that it made everyone in the studio understand they were witnessing someone at her breaking point. "Work emails. I've gotten 47 since the show started an hour ago. My boss says clients expect 24/7 responsiveness, that this is what it takes to succeed in consulting. I haven't had a full day off in 8 months. The studio fell into that particular silence that happens when hundreds of people realize they're watching someone's mental health collapse in real time. From the stage, Anya Taylor-Joy stood up immediately. Without being asked, without consulting producers, she walked down to join Ellen and Rachel. This celebrity interview had just become something infinitely more urgent. Anya approached Rachel with the careful reverence of someone who understood exactly what it felt like to be trapped by perfectionist expectations. "Rachel," Anya said softly, 47 emails in an hour? That's not normal workplace demands. That's psychological abuse disguised as ambition." Rachel's composure cracked completely. "But everyone tells me I'm lucky to have this job. I make good money. It looks impressive on my resume. I should be grateful, not complaining." Ellen felt her heart racing as she watched this young woman voice the exact thoughts that were destroying her generation. "Rachel, when was the last time you slept through the night?" "I don't remember," Rachel admitted. "I wake up every 2 hours to check emails. I have panic attacks if I see unread messages. I've lost 15 pounds in 3 months because I forget to eat when I'm focused on work." Anya knelt beside Ellen, creating an intimate circle while Rachel continued to clutch her laptop bag like it contained both her salvation and her destruction. "Rachel, what's in the bag that you're holding so tightly?" Rachel looked down at her laptop bag, then back up with such shame that Ellen realized they were about to witness something significant. "My resignation letter," Rachel whispered. "I wrote it last night after working until 3 a.m. on a project that my boss rejected for the 4th time. I was going to submit it after the show, but I'm scared. What if I can't find another job? What if this is just what work is supposed to be like?" Anya's expression had shifted into something Ellen had rarely seen from any celebrity, a fierce recognition of the perfectionist trap that was destroying young people. "Rachel, I want you to listen to me very carefully," Anya said with quiet intensity. "What you're describing isn't dedication or excellence. It's exploitation. And the fact that you think this is normal shows how warped our expectations have become." Ellen stood up slowly, her heart breaking for this young woman who was sacrificing her humanity for a job that was treating her like a machine. "Rachel, have you talked to anyone about how you're feeling?" "Who would I talk to?" Rachel asked. "My friends are all dealing with the same thing. My parents sacrificed so much for my education I can't disappoint them, and HR says this is just the consulting lifestyle, that if I can't handle it, maybe I'm not cut out for this career." Anya reached into her purse and pulled out something unexpected, a small card with elegant handwriting on it. "Rachel, this is the business card of a therapist who specializes in workplace anxiety and perfectionist burnout. But more than that, I want you to know that your worth isn't measured by your productivity." She pressed the card into Rachel's trembling hand. "The Queen's Gambit taught me that the best chess players don't win by never making mistakes. They win by learning when to sacrifice pieces to protect what really matters. And what really matters is your health, your sanity, your humanity. Ellen felt tears welling in her own eyes as she watched Anya use her own artistic journey to counsel someone in crisis. "Rachel, what would happen if you submitted that resignation letter?" "I don't know," Rachel said, fresh tears streaming. "Maybe I'd be poor. Maybe I'd disappoint everyone. But maybe I'd also sleep through the night. Maybe I'd remember what it feels like to enjoy something instead of just surviving it." Ellen began removing her emerald blazer. "Rachel, this blazer has been with me through some of my most important interviews. But today it's witnessing something more important than any celebrity story. It's witnessing someone choosing herself over a system that was destroying her." She placed the blazer around Rachel's shoulders. "You came here today carrying a resignation letter like a secret weapon. But maybe it's not a weapon. Maybe it's a key to your freedom." But it was Anya's next words that broke through Rachel's conditioning completely. "Rachel, I want you to know something. The version of success that's making you sick, that's not real success. Real success is being able to look at yourself in the mirror and recognize the person looking back. Real success is having energy for the people you love, time for the things that bring you joy, space to be human instead of perfect." Anya stood up and addressed the cameras directly. "If there are young professionals watching this who are working themselves to death, who think panic attacks are the price of ambition, who believe that being constantly available makes them valuable, please know that you deserve better. Please know that a job that requires you to sacrifice your mental health is not a job worth having." The moment that brought the entire studio to sustained applause came when Ellen asked Rachel what she wanted to say to other young people trapped in perfectionist work cultures. "I want them to know that the voice telling them they should be grateful for being exploited is not their voice," Rachel said, her breathing finally returning to normal as she looked at Anya's therapist card. "I want them to know that there are jobs that will value their humanity, not just their output. And I want them to know that choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's survival." Anya's eyes filled with tears of pride. "That's exactly right, Rachel. Choosing yourself is always the right move." 2 weeks later, Rachel Kim submitted her resignation letter and began working with the therapist Anya had recommended. 3 months after that, she appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show again, but this time she was glowing with health, having started her own consulting firm that specialized in sustainable work practices and mental health-first corporate culture. Anya Taylor-Joy, who had stayed in touch throughout Rachel's transition, appeared in person to celebrate her transformation and announce the launch of a mental health initiative specifically designed to help young professionals escape toxic workplace cultures. The segment sparked a national conversation about Gen Z burnout, perfectionist workplace cultures, and the mental health crisis facing young professionals. Rachel became an advocate for sustainable success and workplace mental health, speaking at universities about the difference between ambition and self-destruction. Ellen learned that day that her job wasn't to interview famous people about their latest projects. Her job was to create moments where toxic systems could be challenged, where young people could be given permission to value their humanity over their productivity, and where the conversation about success could be redefined. Anya Taylor-Joy learned that the most important performances happen not on movie sets, but in moments when her own journey with perfectionism gives someone else permission to choose health over hustle, sustainability over burnout. And Rachel Kim learned that sometimes the scariest thing you can do, walking away from a prestigious job that's destroying you, is also the most powerful thing you can do for your future self and everyone who comes after you. Because the most important chess games aren't always played on boards. Sometimes they're played in corporate boardrooms where young people learn that the only winning move is refusing to play a game rigged against their humanity, and that true victory comes not from perfect performance, but from the courage to be imperfectly, authentically, sustainably yourself.